So we're using Zoom now, and it seems like social media has has really blossomed a lot, especially within the last 6 weeks. Is that safe to say?
Oh yeah.
I mean, was a Zoom a thing beforehand?
So the only thing I knew about Zoom is that I was taking online classes. So I was using Zoom a
Okay,
lot for my online classes. And then when this happened, a lot of people, like I had people asking me, like even Alex was like, yeah, I'm trying to find some kind of way to connect with people. And I was like, oh, you got to try Zoom. So then I thought like, this was 2 weeks, 2 weeks after the world fell apart. I went and looked at Zoom and the stock had gone up. Like it was like 4 times what it was 2 weeks
really?
before for
Wow.
Zoom because it was, I mean, the whole thing just like blew up. Like it was insane.
It was like
And
you
like, this is the
knew about it, and
future.
then all of a sudden, everyone had it.
Hmm.
Like when I'm turning on see news shows and stuff, they're like using Zoom, and I hear the word Zoom more than I've ever heard that word in my entire life,
Exactly.
and it's
It's like
super
the,
simple to use.
oh yeah. And it's like, you want to talk about lucky. Like they just kind of put together a pretty good product that like just schools were using and like businesses were using. And it's like, they were doing pretty good. I mean, they were NASDAQ or whatever. So you're doing all right. But then when this hits, like they're one of the ones that are just like counting, like they're just making it rain. Like it's
Crazy.
insane how much. But when you were talking about social media, one thing that, so my New Year's resolution, I'm probably the only person in the world that had this New Year's resolution, was to get on, not to get on, but to post on Instagram and social media more this
Okay.
year than I had before because I was consuming a lot, but I wasn't really putting anything out there.
Right.
So I've made it a goal to put something on my story every single day
Okay.
since I started, which it was since the beginning of the year, which was really, really, really hard a lot of days because I just kind of sit here and work and I don't do anything, not in Pee Wee's Playhouse,
Right.
but in a much not more fun place. So I just sit here and work and I'm like, I don't really know what to post because it's not Throwback Thursday, so I don't know. And then when this happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have anything to
Anything.
post on
Yeah.
there. And now it's like the so like Instagram is your oyster because there's just everything. So it's like reposting. Oh, it's been so much better for me for my social media.
So
So that's
coronavirus
something that I've been
helped
loving.
Jake with his social media.
And and I was always like, I don't want to just post pictures from my house because that's boring. Like nobody
Yeah.
wants to see that. And now it's the cool
Everybody.
thing to do. I
Yeah.
was just ahead of times. That's just all it
Yeah.
was.
Well, what social media do you find that you use the most, or do you like the most?
I live on Instagram. I
Okay.
love Instagram, which I don't follow as much people as I should have. I used to. I remember back when I was at Wise, all of my friends on their AOL Instant Messengers were posting those Facebook me links,
Yeah.
and I was so jealous because we didn't have it at UVA Wise at the time.
Oh,
But so I used to be on Facebook all the time. Twitter, I got into just a little bit. I still get on Twitter a bit, but I'm always on Instagram and then a little bit of Snapchat.
well, how much do you think you spend on Instagram? How much? Because you can set up a notification that lets you know how much time you spend on there per day. And I try not to go too much over that. But how much time would you think that you spend on Instagram per
Do you
day?
want me? Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
How do you find it? What my
Go
screen
to
time?
click the little three things at the top right there,
Oh,
and then it'll go to your activity. Like I've been on there 20 minutes today,
oh,
but I try not to go over 15. But
wow. I've been on there 37 minutes.
okay,
37 minutes is my average. I've been on 35 today.
okay, 20 is my average, and I'm on 20, which is weird. I posted something earlier, and it was a picture from when I went on WJHL a couple months back. But Shelley had put in a horn in my mouth because she says that when I went on there, I was always tooting my own horn,
That's right.
which made me laugh, which is why I posted it.
That's right.
It really made me laugh. So
That was
and
a
she,
fun one.
I even just happened to go through one of her messages, and she had sent that to me, but I had never really paid that close attention to it. And so I was like, yeah, that's a good way to promote and poke fun at myself. So
That's the thing I do. So I do many years ago, I realized that I don't smile in pictures because I just never have. I have a tiny mouth to start with, but I just never smiled in pictures. So a few years ago, I thought about this idea. I was like, okay, well, why don't I just go over the top with it and do this thing like, oh my gosh.
the Jake face.
So
right?
It just kind of turned into my thing. And then I was teaching, and all of my students, they all like started following me on social media because I kind of tried to make it my brand because I was like,
Right.
yeah, make it fun. So I did the Jake face as my brand, and now I just like
I got it.
good. I just do it all the time. So every time I work with someone or if I do a movie, I always do 2 pictures.
Right.
One that's like normal, and then I do a Jake face at the end of it.
Now, you and Jeremiah did a Jake face at WMT.
Yeah, we did.